Speedway Post Media here with Brian Hurd at the end of the 2-hour race here at Sebring. Brian, this was kind of a wild race today, but you were able to get some cars on the podium. From your perspective, how did the race kind of play out?
Well, the Hyundai Elantra was really reliable. The fastest today, but the drivers did a good job staying clean. We had good pit stops, good strategy, and in the end, we were able to get 2 on the podium. So really, really happy with it.
Obviously, like I said, this was kind of an interesting race. We had that multiple cautions really early in the race. How do you feel that kind of played into the strategy in today's race?
I mean, it didn't really help or hurt us, to be honest. We just kind of changed the strategy, right? We ended up pitting, kind of making our driver changes earlier than we normally would, and it turned it into a 2-stop race instead of a 1-stopper. So, you just kind of rolled with it.
Obviously, Sebring, we're known for the hot Central Florida heat. How do you feel that the tires played into today's race? Were they able to go a little longer than anticipated, or were the tires falling off a lot quicker than what was anticipated?
Well, the Michelin tire is really good. And around here, it's a bumpy, abrasive surface, but our car takes care of the tire really well. So we were able to make that second stop, and we just fuel only. We didn't even take front tires or rear tires. So that made a big difference, I think, shortening our pit stop times.
Our tour of Florida's ended, and there's a little break before we head to Laguna, a track that you've known really well, and that the Hyundais have had a lot of success at. What's kind of mindset heading into this break and continue the momentum when we head to Laguna, because we start off the season with a win and now more podiums?
Yeah, it's hard to build momentum because we raced 6 weeks ago in Daytona, then here, another 6 weeks before we get to Laguna. But then after that, it kind of starts really ramping up. So really just taking the time to be as prepared as we can, take a look at what we can learn out of here and see how we can make ourselves better when we go there.
Obviously, into Sebring here as we head into this gap with Laguna the next round. I want to thank Brian Hurd for coming on with 2 cars on the podium to end the Tour of Florida. I want to thank you, Brian.
Great pleasure.
Speedway Post Media here with Ethan Sterling. Ethan, this weekend's been a little bit of a tough one for you. What's kind of the feel for tomorrow? I see if we got the not so fun box coming out.
It didn't go as planned, but at the same time, it's my first time here, first time in this series. So I think, all in all, we want to do good. I want to see how far we can get up the field. But I think for me, my number 1 priority is going to be bringing the car back in one piece and have fun on the new track that I'm running. So that's just my goal right now.
Right, and like you say, obviously, y'all got hit with the BOP, as you were telling me earlier this week, and obviously we all expected it. Y'all Fords were insanely fast in Daytona. 9 out of the 10 cars, top 10 throughout all the sessions except for the race, obviously. But how do y'all kind of have to go about that, and then obviously having to bring out the new engine, unfortunately, with the issues going on there? But kind of explain how y'all going to set back and kind of fix everything again.
Daytona was good. It sucked that we went from, top field and first to, what happened in the race. I think with the BOP, it kind of messes up, not terribly, but it definitely messes up a little bit in terms of setup and what we need to do to move forward. Finding the aluminum in the engine is not good, obviously, so putting the new engine in will hopefully make it better. I think if we get the new setup that we have going, we do a nice strategy, and we can get this new engine in. I'm hoping we can at least do better than what it's been for practice.
Starting from the back tomorrow, we got to work our way up. But Hunter's been here before with an F4, different car. But what's some things he's been able to tell you about this car that he's been able to be kind of coincide between the two?
He really helped me with the bumps mostly because in the braking zones, it's really hard to keep the tires on the track when it comes to braking, so you kind of lose the braking power. Obviously, the Formula cars are way different because the suspension's different and it's going to bounce more. But he told me about the track, helped me with the camber and the fall off of the track and how to take the turns. And we did the track walk and we talked about it, and it honestly helped me. Obviously, they're 2 different machines, different weights, everything. But him talking me through it because he's been here and has the experience really helped me out.
Right, and like you say, everyone, be sure to be on the lookout for the number 4 Producer Motorsports Sport tomorrow, and tomorrow's LG Automotive 120. Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you.
Speedway Post Media here with Luca Mars. Luca, second racing with the new BMW. We're here at Sebring. Daytona was a good round for you, but what's kind of expectation heading to a really different track compared to Daytona?
Yeah, this track should suit the car a little bit more, I think. Obviously, the Supers seemed pretty fast in qualifying, but with the sun coming out, our car seems to perform better in the heat. So I think we'll have a really fast long-run pace car. Just try and get out there, get a few spots off the jump, save fuel, just make sure we get good pit stops, and hopefully have the car for down at the end so we can be there.
Right, and like you say, obviously, in IMSA, there's more than one driver in a car. So How's that kind of been preparing with your co-driver and just trying to get that and make sure you're all on the same page with driver swaps and everything?
Yeah, so obviously our strategist Don's really good at what he's doing. He's been doing this for a while, so he kind of just crunches the numbers, sees what's best for us, and then me and Dylan just go with what he says. And our driver change has been really good. Pit stops, his team just kills him all the time. So I think we'll have a good result today, get some good championship points, and keep it going for the rest of the year.
This race is ran in mid-afternoon, dead heat here in Florida. How do you think the tire deck is going to play with such a hot track today?
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be important, is saving fuel and tires, especially to be there at the end. Because our fuel, we can't get that long. I think we get about 46 minutes until we run out of tank. So definitely can't one-stop it, but just making sure you maintain all that stuff is really important for this race.
Luke, as we go forward here, looking towards the long season championship, do you feel that after Daytona and potentially a good result today puts you in a good spot heading towards the championship? As it's a really short season.
Yeah, I mean, I think at Daytona, starting off the year with the top 5 is huge. And the main thing is being consistent. I don't want to crash, don't have any DNFs, anything like that. Just stay consistent, try to get those top 5s and the podiums in there, and that's what we got to do.
Be sure to look out for number 95 car day as they look to go for a first victory of the season. Thank you, Luca.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
Media here with Jackson Bell. Jackson, the Supras look really fast out here at Sebring. What's it going to take to, obviously, he's got a good starting spot, but keep him up front in today's race and really a really hot conditions paced race?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough race. It's going to be warm, track super slick here at Sebring when it heats up. But I think we got a really good car, as long as all the other Toyotas will be strong over the course of the race. So hopefully we can be the best one and get this thing in victory lane.
Like you say, obviously Toyotas have been fast this weekend. I mean, we've seen it with Rafa and Pole, and y'all pretty far up in the grid, obviously. What would you say would be kind of the strategy? Would it be an overcut, undercut type deal, or what's kind of the strategy on that side?
I think our pace is probably good enough to not have to worry about overcut or undercut. I think once kind of we get into the rhythm of the race, our pace will show and we'll be able to kind of work our way through. So starting up front, just got to stay up front and be there at the end.
You and Ford, Jill, really well. Obviously, today a hot race and the conditions are going to make the track very slippery. As it warms up and the tires degrade, how do you feel that that's going to make the race? Do you think that's going to play into the Toyota's hands in the tire wear?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're pretty strong on tire deg. And, as the track heats up and the length of the race kind of extends, I think our strong suits will come into play and we'll be able to really show a lot of our pace compared to our competitors.
Be sure to look out for number 23, Copeland Motorsports Toyota, today as they take on the Michelin Pilot Challenge here at Sebring. Thank you, Jackson.
Appreciate it. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Speedway Post Media here with Ford Cook. Ford, we're in the second round of the season. Obviously, Daytona did not go the greatest, but there was a lot of pace. What can we take in today's race? And obviously, we're starting up front for today's 2-hour race.
Yeah, we're starting a little farther back than we would otherwise want to be, but always better than 34th back in Daytona. So we got some cars in front of us that might not have the same pace, and we're hoping our long run pace is good, so we're going to go for it.
Right, and like you say, obviously the pace was kind of off in Daytona. Had a couple of issues with the car, obviously, but how do y'all kind of got to look past that and just look forward into this week?
I mean, we know we have a fast race car. We know we have a really fast team. We have 2 pretty good drivers, so we're just looking to do well, and you just got to learn from the hardships.
Obviously, the last year and this year's been a learning year for the team. How do you feel that each race y'all have progressed race by race? Obviously, we had the highs last year with a lot of speed and a podium at Petit Le Mans, but the pace has been there this year as well.
Yeah, this is me and Jackson's 5th Pilot Challenge start, and we've qualified third podium. So every race we've had a lot of pace, and we've gotten to show it at Petit. So we're just going to keep it going here and hopefully revive a championship.
Hot conditions out here. How do you feel that the tire deg is going to go? And are you doing the opening stints, or are you going to be doing the finishing?
I'm doing the opening stint, and I think we're very strong on old tires. So I'm hoping it gets hotter, so everybody else's stuff burns down quicker.
Awesome. And everybody, be sure to look out for the number 23 Toyota Supra as they roll off 6th. They're knocking on the door for the top step of the podium.
Thank you, Ford.
Thank you, Ford.
Good to meet you.
Yep, nice to meet you.
Speedway Post Media here on the Pilot Challenge grid with Mateus Lace. Mateus, we got a great starting position, P3 on the grid today. What's it going to take to keep this position up front at arguably one of the toughest circuits on the calendar, Sebring?
Yeah, for sure. It is a long race, 2-hour race for us, and it's all about, tire management and trying to stay out of trouble. This track is very rough on the car and the tires, so as long as we can keep the tires under us and just be patient, I think at the start, I think that's going to be key. I think we might have a pretty fast car here for the end of the race.
Right, and like you say, obviously y'all showed a lot of speed from practice and everything, all the way down to now starting at the race here, rolling off P3, I believe. And what's it going to take to keep that speed up with the strategy and everything?
Yeah, I think strategy is going to play a factor for sure. The yellow flags. Danny did a great job yesterday putting the car in P3 for qualifying. So I'll get in the car for the second or third stint, first or second stint. So we'll see how that's going to play out. Obviously, hoping we can stay out of trouble, no yellows, and hopefully a clean race. I think we have a very good pace to run by ourselves here. So if we can get by, go into the first position, I think we have a very solid car. But yeah, I mean, it's warming up. Traditionally, the Porsches are not very good when it gets hot, but we'll see what happens.
Obviously, hot temperature is a factor here. How do you feel that your car is on play in these warmer temperatures and with the tire deg?
Yeah, I think, we tend to lose a little bit of straight line speed when it gets a little hotter. So I'm not too concerned about the car balance. I think the car is going to be all right. And I think we have a pretty good setup for the long run. I'm more concerned about the straight line speed. I feel like there's some other manufacturers out there that are a little bit faster on the straights. So I feel like right now we can do the lap time. It's just a little bit hard to race some of the other cars. But, you never know. It's racing, how it goes sometimes.
Traditionally, this has been a race of attrition. Do you feel that we could see kind of that same factor again, just the nature of Sebring?
Yeah, I think so. Sebring is always a fun and exciting race. So, we're just excited to take the green flag here and see what we can do.
Be sure to look out for number 7, VPX Porsche came in here in Michelin Pilot Challenge. Thank you for
Thank you.
Good meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Speedway Post Media here with Dan Arrow. Dan, we're on the grid here for a Pilot Challenge race here at Sebring, one of the arguably the most difficult tracks on the calendar. From your perspective, this is a new track for you. You've had a little bit of testing, but what's kind of your game plan going into today's 2-hour race?
Well, we're in it for the long run, right? And we have a good starting position. We had a good race in Daytona, so it's keeping it clean, finishing in the top 5. That's our goal.
Right, and like you say, obviously, you're going to say keep it clean, top 5 finish. It's going to be a little bit of work to get up there, but what's kind of the strategy going in?
Well, first of all, we have the fastest pit stop of the best crew, so that makes my life a lot easier. And on track, I hope to make up some positions. We gain a bit on strategy in pit lane with refueling, but the mega work from those guys, and yeah, that should be enough. But let's see.
The Mercedes are always sneaky quick. Obviously, we're starting a little farther back, but the hot temperatures, how do you feel that the tire deg is on play? And do you feel that your car has kind of a better edge over some of the other manufacturers with the hot temperatures and the tire fall off?
I think for sure that's one of our strengths. That's where we can never really extract maximum performance in qualifying, but we're always there in the race, and that's when it counts.
Obviously, this season is a learning year. We start off great with a podium at Daytona. We're going into a lot of new tracks for you. Do you just feel that just consistent lap after lap that we're just getting better this year?
I think that's for sure the general game plan, consistency, but we're doing a lot of prep in the sim, which also makes a big difference, and we're competitive.
Be sure to look out for number 57 Windward Mercedes with Dan Arrow. Dan, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Speedway Post Media here with Rock. We're starting on pole for today's race. Obviously, Sebring, one of the toughest tracks on the calendar. What's kind of game plan heading into today's race?
It's definitely getting pretty warm, so I think tire conservation is going to be a pretty big deal here. Just try not to eat those front tires up, especially with this many corners compared to Daytona. Try to save fuel, run up front, and make the most out of it. Enjoy being up front, right? It's front row start in my second race, so P2 at Daytona and P1 here, so trying to end it out with a win.
Obviously, getting up to grips with a new car, second race with it. Sebring, tough track. How do you feel that this car has maybe a little bit of advantage over some of the other competitors with the Hyundais?
Yeah, the Honda's fast. We showed that at Daytona, and we showed it again here. So it's definitely one of the top running cars. Just got to keep it up front all day and show that it is a front running car and make a win here.
2-hour race, and we're in the dead heat of Florida. It gets extremely hot here. How do you feel that your car is on play with the tire deg and fall off? And do you think that your car has maybe a little bit more advantage than the other manufacturers?
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's definitely hot. It's warming up pretty good compared to yesterday where it was like 40 degrees. So definitely a pretty big difference in, tire wear and how that's going to work. But, I think we have a really good car in long run. That's what we practice, and I think that's what's going to win this race.
Be sure to look out for the KMW Honda with Rocco Pasquarello starting on pole position for today's race. Thank you, Rocco. All right, Speedway Post Media here at the end of the Michelin Pilot Challenge race here at Sebring with the Turner Motorsports squad that just finished P2 on the podium today. Obviously, a really tough race. It was a real race of attrition. Luca, from your perspective, how did those first 2 full course yellows really affect the play of the race today?
Yeah, it kind of definitely changed our strategy up a little bit with how we wanted to go after things. Don was able to adjust to it though and give me kind of tell me what to do and get the pit stops underway. And the team killed the pit stops today, so we were able to set all that up perfect for me to hand the car over to Dylan, who was able to get around Steven and bring the car into the podium.
Dylan, obviously, Sebring, dead heat, middle of Florida. How did you feel that the tire life held throughout the final closing hour of the race?
Yeah, we were definitely working the Michelins out there. Turner Motorsports made a great strategy call, giving us 4 tires at the end, which I think is what gave us the edge over Steven, but I definitely worked him pretty hard getting around him. That was quite the battle. From there, we were just trying to conserve a little bit of fuel, conserve the tires, just in case there was going to be a battle at the end. But when it gets hot at Sebring, it gets pretty greasy,
Absolutely.
pretty fast. So we were definitely conscious of that and trying to save where we could, but we were sliding around there quite a bit.
Obviously, for you guys, 2 top 5 finishes to start the year. There's going to be a little bit of break as we head to Laguna Seca for the next round. Luca, what's kind of the mindset heading into this break, and what can we do to continue this momentum?
I mean, obviously, just kind of stay active, stay with the car and the team, knowing what's going on. But, I think there's no reason we shouldn't be able to get a good result in Laguna. We've both been there a couple times. The team knows what the good setup is there. And so we'll just look forward to that. Hopefully get 2 more spots up on the podium.
Right, and Dylan, with heading into the break, what's kind of mindset from your point of view? Kind of the same as Luca?
Yeah, absolutely. You just got to, remember what we're here for, right? It's the big picture. We have good momentum so far, and this is really what it's about, to win championships. Luca and I both know how to do it, so we're just going to stay the course, keep being consistent, and, see where the rest of the season takes us.
As we wind up the 2 hours here at Sebring Turner Motorsports with a P3 finish to end the second weekend of the year, first sprint race of the year, I want to thank Luca.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan.